Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Reduce your ping time and get faster speeds when you game at expressvpn.com/funhouse. Hey everybody, welcome to the Funhaus podcast. We are recording this on April 27th, 2021. And this is the show where we talk about news, pop culture, all things internet. And today I am joined by Ryan, John, and Lindsay. Hey guys.
Howdy.
Hi. Hey, Elise. How are you feeling after you got your second vaccine shot yesterday?
I am sweating buckets, Ryan.
Okay, we're going to be monitoring that. We're going to be monitoring that situation throughout the episode. Just let us know how you're feeling, please.
It is a situation.
I can tell.
You know, I wholly recommend get the vaccine. It's going to help everybody in the long run. Mm-hmm. And it's, you know, this is uncomfortable, but it's only temporary. Mm-hmm. And that's, as I say about most things in life.
Did you see the CBC said you could not wear mask outside?
Well, the CBC is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. You mean the CDC?
Yeah, what do they know?
CDC.
Oh, hey, wear your mask, eh? It's going to help.
Besides in big groups of people, right? That's what it said? Besides in big groups of people.
I didn't read it.
So they said, like, if
chill.
you're going to, like, the park to drink some secret wine with your friends. Oh, no, I mean, never mind. Then you don't have to wear a mask.
I would wear a mask anyways, so I could just, like, tuck a straw in it and, like, have it going down back behind my ear and then into my wine backpack, which I definitely own.
You have that wine backpack, and then you also have one of those beer hats, except it's two giant bottles of wine, and, like, it crushes your neck because it's so heavy.
And that's why I have problems.
Those things never really work that well.
This episode, I've pulled a bunch of questions from the Ask Reddit subreddit to ask you all, but let me ask you a question right now. Have you ever been faced with the problem of your nacho hat is so delicious, but it's a sunny day at the old baseball game, and so you got to make the decision whether to eat that brim?
Nacho hat.
You know the nacho hats where, like, if the hat is made of nacho
I thought you
chip.
meant because at the Dodgers Stadium they sell like a plastic hat full of nachos.
Not this.
Oh, okay.
This would be, it's a hat made of the nacho material, and then in the center.
I was wondering about that. The center's the cheese, right?
Cheese. Would you burn your brain?
Well, what happens when you break off a chip when the cheese pours out on your face and burns you?
Is that your hat? Or is that nacho hat?
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
All right.
I would eat the hat. Yes, I would eat the hat. I couldn't help myself. I would, just like I eat my edible underwear.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Okay, for audio listeners, the TD Cody has deleted my feed, and I'm no longer here. My video feed, I'm no longer
He's
here.
right, and he should do
I'm
it.
punished. No, I got punished.
Cody, can we get Lindsay back? Oh, thanks.
Hi. For audio listeners, I'm back.
You'll see my
It's
seal.
like that.
For the audio listeners, John is showing us that meme stuff seal.
It's not a meme. It's my family.
My family.
Anyways, Reddit?
Anyway, yeah, but before we get to our Reddit questions, which are, you know, some of them are serious, some of them are hypothetical, some of them are a little bit jokey. But I had a question because I was just looking at this post online, and I was watching this teenage boy who was at his grandfather or great-grandfather's house, and he was using a rotary phone for the first time. And it was so funny because, like, he was so gingerly dialing these numbers. And we're all in our, like, 30s, and so I was curious if all of you have used a rotary phone.
Oh, yeah. We had one in my parents' bedroom growing up.
My dad had one in his bathroom upstairs.
Okay, my great-grandparents
I'm
had
sorry.
one.
Also, for the people at home, is a rotary phone the circle one that you can do with the circle thing, or is it the touch one that you do with the touch thing?
It's the circular.
Circle. Yeah.
It rotates.
Yeah. So when you dial, you're dialing.
Rotary, rotation. Okay,
I loved how heavy the handset was. You pick that thing up. I mean, maybe this is just me as a kid being 4 picking up a heavy handset, but you pick it up and it's heavy and you press there's a thing with the wheel.
Well, supposedly
put it down, it goes cling. You know.
Supposedly kids these days don't even know what the phone hand sign where you stick out your pinky and your thumb, because that's a representation of the phones with the handle and the earpiece and the receiver.
And they don't know like what hang it up is.
Oh yeah.
Because you would manually hang up.
Will the symbol of the future just be this? Like, hello?
They just...
Yeah.
Yes, I'm talking to you. Hello?
For the audio listeners, Lindsay is just holding her hand to the side of her head.
When I was a kid, I just randomly would type my home phone number, but I put a 1-800 before it, and I figured out that was a sex line, and that blew me and my friends' minds, and we called it all the time. And it wasn't even, it was just like the commercial for the sex line. We obviously.
Oh, okay. So you didn't run up like hundreds of dollars on your parents' phone bill?
I didn't know how to do that, or else I would have done that.
Oh,
but
okay.
No, I didn't do it. But it was funny because I remember going to a rotary phone once and then I was like, oh, I want to test that 1-800 number, and then listening to this sex commercial line on this old style like rotary phone. It was just funny, even as an 11-year-old.
Nice.
Anyway, 1-800. Can I say a sex line number on this call on this stream?
It's 555
1-800, because my parents don't have this number anymore. So 1-800-755-2863. Go call it. Let's see if it's still a sex number.
Yeah, I'm sure 25 years later, it's still a sex number.
I bet it is.
Do we have budget to call them right now?
That'd be cool.
I don't think we do.
Oh. My cell phone.
I always wish that I could like call. Is it Miss Cleo? That was the psychic.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I always wished I could.
I love
Why
her.
didn't you? Your dream could come true. Well, why didn't you do that?
We don't have budget.
Oh. Okay.
You had Miss Cleo in Canada?
She's
for-
passed on, right?
For all the
I
Zoomers
don't
listening, Miss Cleo was the psychic hotline. She was like a psychic you could call. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Just needed to provide that for the Zoomers.
All the
and
Zoomers
she-
listening.
Yeah, she'd have late night infomercials and have people call
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
and it was kind of
Call
a cool
Miss
radio
Cleo.
show. Call Miss Cleo. It was cool. Highly recommend.
For the audio listeners, Lindsay is drinking through a straw because she doesn't have teeth.
Pointed
Because
it for my handle.
she's a boomer. What Shrek quote can you use during intercourse?
Hold on, let me Google Shrek quotes. I saw this one when you sent it over, and I was like, what the fuck? Hold on, Shrek quotes.
I don't know the Shrek quote.
I just remember there's a little gingerbread man, and Shrek sometimes
Not
goes,
my gumdrop buttons.
Donkey!
Yeah.
I guess that is some.
Any donkey quote.
I quote Shrek a lot because I say that all the time. Not my gumdrop buttons. I don't know why. I just realized that I have a Shrek complex.
Oh, here's a good one.
Oh, I got one!
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
Oh.
But that's already a joke, I guess.
She called me a noble steed. Donkey.
Nice.
Actually, it's quite good on toast.
In the morning, I'm making waffles.
I guess that is what Shrek would say to a paramour.
Oh, here's one. Here's one from Shrek. No!
Oh, here's
That's when
here's
you
one.
slip down the stairs.
I bet you have never
trying to
seen
have
a.
stair sex. It's a classic sexuation.
This one says, "I bet you have never seen a donkey fly." I mean, you say that in bed. It's. There we go.
Here's one that just
here's
said,
one.
Shrek, Shrek, Shrek.
There's an arrow in your butt, Princess Fiona.
Oh, okay. The arrow being.
Duh.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
That's babe.
Wow, let's do it again.
Slay. Nice.
This is the part where you run away, Shrek.
Oh, God.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Mystery.
That's a good
Hey,
one. That's a
donkey,
good one.
lick my asshole. Oh, that's weird. I don't remember that.
That was the porn parody.
Oh, that's what you hear if you call Ryan's parents' phone number.
Donkey, lick my
I'm making
asshole.
I'm making waffles
Shrek still holds up.
Donkey, quiff in my
on your
mouth.
back.
I don't know how to do an Australian accent. Is he... Where's the donkey... Where's Shrek from?
No,
Like
he's
Scottish.
like Scottish.
I don't think
Scotland.
John is the Shrekspert. I forgot. Anyways.
It just got silent. Like, no, I thought for sure people would be able to talk about Shrek for another 10 minutes.
Aren't there like 8 Shreks now? Am I wrong?
Yes. Well, there's offshoots. Are you calling Puss in Boots a Shrek?
Put your puss in my boots.
That's a good one.
Let's see the movie. Okay, there's well, because then I guess there are some direct to streaming Shrek movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Shrek's Thrilling Tales.
Here you go. Today I repay my debt. That's Puss in Boots from Shrek 2.
That's pretty good.
There's
Donkey
Shrek,
sex line though?
Badass.
Yeah, pigs in a blanket.
If there is only one pill which grants immortality, who should take it? And we could say someone on this call, or
Can we split it up?
Anyone.
Wait, sorry. Oh, what was it? I was reading more Shrek quotes.
If there is only one pill which grants immortality, who should take it?
I was actually thinking about this one, and it has to be someone who's pure of heart, because if you had immortality, that's power, and it would corrupt pretty much anyone. Just if they are immortal, that means they can't be killed, right? Or they
So it
just
has
will
to be
never die of old age.
a newborn infant baby?
No, because infant baby's blank slate. Infant baby can become anything.
Yeah.
Like
Infant baby
Betty
can be
White,
evil.
you know?
That was the first thing I thought.
Mr. Simmons. Not Richard Simmons. The Mr. is his neighborhood. It's
Rogers?
his neighborhood.
Oh, Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you gave an immortality pill to Betty White and we're like, here you go, you're 100 fucking years old. This should be the point where you say, all right, I'm immortal from here.
She just have all of the ailments of being a super elderly person forever.
Forever. It's more like a curse.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a
I assume you're refreshed when you get your immortality pill. You can't possibly, that can't possibly be the case.
No,
You
I
can
think
still feel pain.
It'd be good to give it to somebody who is funny, and they then just have to, like, that we could count on to be funny forever until
That
they
is
continue to make
exactly
us
what I
laugh.
was going to say, Lindsay,
No,
and I was going to go with
no.
Trey Parker.
comedy
Consistent
changes over time.
What?
Comedy changes and evolves over time.
Comedy changes, and also people pass their prime, and then they are terrible.
Yeah, but they would have to
Like
adapt.
Elise.
It has to be somebody who's been able to adapt for a while.
John.
All right, at least you get the pill. You got to be funny forever.
That's why I was saying Trey Parker. He's had a consistent career over 25, 30 years. He's changed with the times and updated the show, and it's still great. Okay, and then he's conquered Broadway. Come on. What else? What am I missing here? Movies? TV?
All right.
It's
Who's
funny
had a
how
better
you
track record?
you
Gabriel
singled out Matt
Iglesias.
Stone. You sing Gabriel Iglesias. Not even Enrique. First of all, Ryan.
No,
you
Gabriel Iglesias, he needs it. He's going to die of a heart attack soon.
Oh,
I'm sorry. He's
why
so
didn't you
big.
give it? Why didn't you give it to Matt Stone?
I love him too, but I was given one. With you're telling me that you're going to take Matt Stone with the immortality pill over Trey in that situation? I'm sorry. Trey is, everyone knows Trey. Even Matt Stone says that the heart of the show is Trey. Anyway, I'm going.
Okay, so
Clearly, no one agrees with me.
You don't want to give it to that little European girl that tries to change climate issues.
No way.
No. We're not going to give her. We're not going to give her the
Everyone's
pill.
gonna hate her in a couple of years.
Okay.
Well, also, the climate can't be saved. We're past the tipping point, so she's
Yeah,
going to be real
that's over.
frustrated if she
That's
lives
a-
to see the collapse of human societies.
Let's be honest. The person with the immortality pill is going to get 80 more years tops of humanity, and then the rest of their immortality is just
Yeah,
going to be spent on this barren dust wasteland.
You
that
take
we'll
humanity
call the
pill, you're
husk of
fucked.
Earth. Yeah, you are fucked hardcore if you take this pill. Who do we hate the most? Let's give it to them.
That's why I said it's a curse.
You would know, Lindsay, because you lived forever in our gameplay, in our board gameplay.
Sure did. It sucked.
Oh, you guys are talking about
Bored as hell.
Bored as Hell.
Hashtag
What's the
sponsored
King's Dilemma?
King's Dilemma.
King's Dilemma.
Yep.
Check
Town
it
crier.
out.
That was so much fun, y'all.
I know.
That
I
was
was
a
gonna
great time.
say, that's so much fun. Oh, a quick aside. I went by Jeffrey Epstein's island.
Tell us about
Oh,
that.
wow.
I went to a bachelor party where we all got tested. We all got, you actually had to get tested negative to even fly to the Virgin Islands. And then we all got on a yacht together, and it was just 10 of us on a yacht for 2 days. And at one point, we drove by Little St. James, which is the island that Jeffrey Epstein owned.
Just a quick and casual
Quick,
trip
casual
to the
drive by.
Virgin
I mean, we had to
Islands
drive
on my
by it.
yacht.
And I was wearing a Borat swimsuit at the time, so we got some pictures in front of it.
I saw your post. Did you try to take the immortality pill and throw it at his island?
I did.
Say, this one's for you, Jeffrey. Nobody told you.
Nobody, yeah, it fell in the ocean. Now the ocean is going to live forever.
What
Did
does
you
it
see
look
him
like? What does the island look like?
It looks like a pretty normal island. There were some buildings.
That makes sense.
Here's the thing. The color scheme of the buildings there were pretty interesting. I took some pictures and I was like, I'm going to use these colors.
Wait, so you're telling us that you're gonna take Jeffrey Epstein's private sex island and use the color palette from it for a project?
Yes.
That is exactly what he said.
Inspirational. Absolutely.
Don't tell anyone.
Inspirational.
Well, you're gonna have to credit in your work.
Jeffrey Epstein's island architect.
Inspired by.
I think
No, it'll
Jeffrey
just be in the special thanks. It'll be special thanks to Jeffrey Epstein.
I was gonna say I think he was
my God.
heavily involved in the design of that, so you'd have to. What is an
Probably have
adult
to pay
problem?
Sorry.
Sorry,
Anyway.
Go on.
state. I was gonna ask, what is an adult problem that nobody prepared you for? This podcast, probably.
This is an adult problem?
This Epstein conversation.
Adult?
I got one.
Okay.
I've been using this. Well, this is kind of TMI.
Let's hear it anyway.
Okay.
All right.
More
So
information is
for
good
the past
information.
15 months, I've been exclusively using a bidet.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then on the
smart.
trip, there were no bidets. And it turns out I forgot how to use toilet
Hand
paper.
method.
And it was,
Wait, what?
I forgot how to use toilet paper.
No,
properly.
not you.
Oh,
I don't think he's saying there was no toilet paper,
What did
Ryan.
Ryan say?
Ryan.
Ryan, did you say hand method?
I'm assuming that's where he was going with that.
No, it was just, it was
Stressful.
Yeah, it was stressful, and it was like I didn't know if I was using enough, and I ended up using too much, and it hurt.
Oh my God.
And I had to wash my hands after. But basically,
Wait,
You should always have to wash your
Yeah,
hands.
were you
after,
not
by the
washing
way.
your hands when you were
No, I
using
mean, like,
this?
I had to wash my hands after. But the big picture is that sometimes you can
go
forget
on.
things. Sometimes you can forget things, and just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you'll remember how to do things forever.
So you're telling me that taking a shit is not like riding a bike?
Mm-mm.
There's no muscle memory involved in that, or the fact that you did it every day for 30 years of your life?
Nope.
Every day.
Trust me.
that's
Those of you that have bidets and have been using them all quarantine, why don't you try switching back to toilet paper? See if you don't cut a slit in your anus with
Well,
too
I
much
have-
paper.
I use a bidet, but I do also use toilet paper too.
Yeah. I got a mix of both going on here.
I'm
What?
a baby wipe man myself. I swear by my baby wipes, and so I agree with you. If I don't have my baby wipes, I get a little. What's the like hangry, but for baby wipes, you know?
I got my baby wipes, baby wipes, baby
Bangry?
wipes, baby
I don't know.
wipes.
Yeah, it's just I'm like,
What,
damn, I wish I
angry?
had my baby wipes. Oh yeah, there you go, John.
Yeah, for our audio
For the
listeners.
audio listeners,
For
yeah.
the audio listeners, I am holding toilet paper.
Cody has
digitally.
superimposed a PNG of toilet paper. John.
That's
is
not how
licking
you
the
use
toilet paper.
it, John.
Oh, sorry,
you
sorry.
Really did forget to how to
He
use
doesn't
it.
understand.
For the audio listeners, I was trying to eat it.
Wait,
Oh man,
Ryan, what's
I don't
the
have
hand
anything to top
method?
that. So
I assume it just means scraping your shit out with your hand and
Well,
then
that is
washing it
something
real good.
you know, in some countries you have to do. Some countries, it's actually more sterile.
Right.
Fingering
That's
your
what I
butt.
You know,
I
there's a
assumed you
bucket
was
of
going with that.
water on the left, and you use your left hand, and you never shake with your left hand. You always
No.
shake with your right hand.
You never eat with your left hand.
That's
And
your
you
shit
never-
hand.
Did you guys hear
Yeah, I
about
know what you're talking
the
about.
COVID test that you can do for yourself? You stick your finger up your butthole, and then you smell it. And if you can't smell shit, it's positive for COVID.
I've heard that. I've taken that several times.
Oh, what's
Haven't
your
got COVID once.
next great question, Elise?
All right, here
Oh,
we go.
no.
John.
My dog-
Cody,
my
Cody
dog-
has since
My
removed
For the
John
audio
from the
listeners,
podcast.
John disappeared.
John's been
the
excommunicated
vapor.
from the podcast. Speaking of excommunication, what Bible story would qualify as a Florida man story? So basically, like, what story that we know from the New or Old Testaments would also, as a headline, boiled down to its basic one log line, what would it also kind of be like a Florida man?
were we all raised religiously?
I can't
I
participate in
was,
this because
yeah.
I failed religion, as I've mentioned before. So I'm out. Count me out because I don't know. To
I'm
me,
gonna
the whole
go,
Bible was Florida man because I was like, this is crazy.
The prodigal son. Just man's fucking fucked up son comes back and then he throws a big party for him. And then it pisses off the heir to the throne, and they get in a big Florida fight. And then the father,
The what, son?
the prodigal son. How do you say the word?
Prodigal.
Prodigal. Thank you. Yes, my tongue can't say that sometimes. Yes,
Trying to think.
there's probably better ones.
I would think like Noah's Ark, like man sneaks 2 of every animal onto boat.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's
Florida
actually that's a good one. Man sleeps in cave for 3 days. Wake up, holes in hand.
Yeah, that's
What?
it. Those are the only 2 stories I remember. So
What completely legal substance are you addicted to?
Masturbate. Wait, substance you say?
substance.
I'm gonna go Honey O's, the cereal. Can't have
Really?
enough of them.
Really?
Oh. What about Honey Nut Cheerios?
Not as into them.
What are Honey O's? I need to Google.
How many times a day are you eating Honey O's?
If I just want a nice little dessert snack, which is probably 2 or 3 times a day, need to cut down to 1 Honey O's bowl a day.
There you go. Yeah, your blood sugar's shooting through the roof.
Yeah.
I'm pretty addicted
Anyway.
to soda water.
Really?
I love having it. I gotta have it. It makes me feel better. I also, this is like not a substance, but I'm becoming one of those people who has to sleep with like 3 different things going on, like with the rain sounds and a humidifier and like a soft pillow between my legs. And I'm like, this is gonna suck for me. Because it's only gonna get worse. I'm
After
only gonna need more
civilization
things.
collapses, yeah,
Yeah.
and then you're forced to
Live
just listen to the
forever
burning
by myself.
buildings.
Yeah, you have all these conditions that have to be met. I'm like that too. It
sucks.
I'm like, but do you, either John or Ryan, do either of you have any pre-bedtime rituals that, and again, do not involve masturbation?
I usually play a live stream, a VOD of a live stream from someone playing a video game. But then I'll realize I'm falling asleep and I'll pause it and then I'll just go to sleep.
Nice.
I have
healthy.
a blankie that I love and that I sleep better with, but it is now ripped to shreds, and I only have like one little sliver of it that basically, and I'm trying to find a replacement for this blankie, and I've probably ordered 4 from the internet, and I just found in this Airbnb I went to one that I thought was my best replacement blankie yet, and I stole it from the Airbnb. I'm sorry. And because I thought it was my best replacement blankie, but it really hasn't done the trick. So I've gone back to My new rituals, I put the sliver back over me, the one little sliver of the blankie I have. Then I put the new blankie over the sliver. So I make like a little burrito of the two good blankies. And then I kind of put one of the other blankies I've got offline. So I get a third blankie. And I make a big old burrito blankie. And and now that is my ritual, is that I still sleep in the sliver. I can't wait to find the replacement sliver of the whole blankie. That's kind of where I'm at right now for bedtime.
Now, when you say blankie,
Yes.
what exactly do you mean?
You want me to go get it right now? It's 20
Please.
seconds.
Yes, please. Yes, please. For the audio listeners, Ryan is going to get his banky.
Not banky, but and like, can I just say to you guys, when I always feel like the word blankie does not denote a full size blanket. That
It's
would
like a little.
it's like a little
And it has to
nothing.
have like baby vomit on it.
Okay. So,
Okay, he's back. He's back.
He's back. Let's see. He's holding.
So
he's
here
got a
is
blanket.
the best blankie that's ever been made. Ow, man, I hope I'm not creating a bigger hole. But here it is. Check it out.
is a large
and here's the
blanket.
one
It looks-
sliver.
For the
That's very
audio
long.
listeners, Ryan is holding up something that looks like a something that maybe a homeless person would use as like a
Is
cape.
it burlap?
Here, I want to go to my blanket. I'm going to go to my blankie cam. All right, here's my blankie cam. Okay.
What the
so,
fuck? What
Check it
the
out.
fuck is this camera angle?
This is
my
good
blankie cam.
camera.
I didn't even know Ryan could do this.
So here is like here's one little sliver. I can't, if I get under that sliver, it's not big enough really for anything. So this is a problem. So
Yeah.
that's why I have this is what I stole from the Airbnb. I'm sorry, people of Alabama.
They look identical. Just so you know, they look 100%
They're not,
identical.
dude. They're not. This is not as soft. This is not as soft. This is, and the pattern doesn't make me as cozy. And then
Well,
I have
you know,
hey,
the third one.
Oh,
Ryan-
This is like a little more thicker.
Okay, uh-huh.
This is a third
Ryan,
one.
Ryan,
It's a little more. Yes.
for those of you audio listeners, Ryan held up 3 identical blankets.
No,
Now,
no, no,
Ryan,
no.
for Christmas, did you get the Warner Media
Yeah.
Care package?
I maybe did. What? Was that really cozy blanket?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for,
Lindsay's
for
like-
audio listeners, and for video listeners, Warner sent out the CEO of Warner, whatever the hell that guy's name is,
Hand packed.
sent out a Port Authority throw blanket, and it's like this fuzzy. I would pick it up, but my cat's currently sleeping on it.
Can you see me?
Yeah, Lindsay's holding
Oh,
it.
Lindsay's holding it up. Wait, yours is different from mine.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, it's the
This is
same
mine.
blanket, but mine is like a
Those
different
are-
pattern.
That's too thick for me. That's too thick for me. I like these kind of blankies. This
I
is
can
the
tell.
kind
I
of-
sit with
That's-
this one
that's
in
a
my
thin-
chair. Well,
Ryan,
you know
I-
what though, Ryan? It's probably because
Aw.
Look at that.
it's
Ryan,
because
you
it's
can
not
go
as
to-
dense from the years of like your sweat and dirt pouring into it.
The
And that's
love.
probably you just need some time. You just need.
You
some
can
time.
go to Target or IKEA and get a blanket like that.
I wish it was that easy, Elise. I've gone there. They're not this soft. It's weird. It's because it's like it's cold to my skin, but it keeps me warm. Isn't that a weird paradox?
That is weird.
Wait, so do you sleep with any other blankets, like a comforter or a duvet?
I didn't
or
have
just
a comforter.
this series. Okay,
Yeah, I have a bidet
okay.
on my that I wear.
it's a duvet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that was
very strange.
He was informative.
That was informative. Sorry.
For
audio
me,
listeners.
my substance, so I don't know if I'm addicted, but I will say that I do it almost every day. I'll have coffee in the morning, but in the afternoon, I'll have G Fuel. Maybe it's not healthy for me, but I'll mix it with a Kirkland Costco ice. Ices are like flavored waters that have like zero everything. And I'll mix those, and it's like I have one G Fuel flavor, but I get like 8 different kinds because I mix it with the different drinks, and it's so delicious, and it wakes me up, and I go boop, and I am bouncing off the walls, and I'm typing, and I'm programming, and I'm drawing. Although most of the times after I drink it and I draw, all my lines are wiggly, but
Oh.
it's great. I'm not addicted.
it sounds like maybe you are a little bit. Well, Could you quit it any time you wanted?
Yeah, I haven't
Cold
had
turkey?
mine yet today, and I'm about to pass out.
What are you gonna do when you move and you can't have your Kirkland ices?
Yeah. No Kirkland in South Korea.
All right, I'm gonna cancel my flight.
I have a counter question to your question, Elise. What does addiction mean in this case? Because there are things that I like you just said. Can you stop at any time? But then some of those things, it's like I just want that. It's not that
I want that, and I have it every day, and I will never stop, and I can't stop. Is that addiction, Elise?
It is. I think this is a playful question. For me, it would be like cheese curds. I buy cheese curds from Sprouts, but you can't stop. You can't pop. I pop them every hour on the hour. I'm popping some curds, and also like like every evening I have to put like nail hardener on my nails because otherwise I feel like, oh no, I need to put this on. Otherwise my nails won't be strong. They'll tear.
Those are good.
ZzzQuil. They say it's not habit forming, but then why do I need it to sleep? Lip balm. I'm looking at the answers. Lip balms in here. I think that's a.
Elise, I have a question.
One.
Aren't you terribly lactose intolerant? Why are you eating cheese curds every hour on the hour?
I have to live, John.
She has to live her
I
life.
was just checking.
I used to take like the lactase pills before I ate anything with dairy, but then I was like, fuck it. I'll just buy Lactaid milk and then I'll just ride the lightning for everything else.
That lightning.
I got
ride that river, really.
Butthole lightning.
As a 20 to 30-year-old, you are offered the chance to live rent-free in a retirement or nursing home with the caveat that you must make an effort to spend at least a few hours a day with the other residents, sharing meals, hanging out, etc. Would you take this opportunity, and why or why not?
Yes.
I have a question.
John of Funhaus. Instead
of a couple hours a day, could you do a whole day once a week?
No, it's got to be a few a day.
Okay, well, I do the latter literally every week. I hang out with my parents on Sunday. We cook dinner, we watch a movie, and they're old as fuck, so...
Oh, that's just different. There's no familial attachment here. There's no bond like that. These are just strange old people that you have to spend time with.
I would absolutely do that. For one, old people are cool. You can learn a lot from them. They like all the games that I like. You guys, all these high-tech video games. Shit, dude. Chess.
You could introduce them to Boggle VR.
They would play Boggle VR with me. We play Gin Rummy. I'm super into that. Cribbage. Can get into that. All these cool poker we play. So
you both wear adult diapers?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. If everyone else around you is shitting in a diaper, then it's not as weird. You can get that going. And then they'd become characters in my work. We'd shoot movies together and stuff, and it'd be a fun, and you don't get as much old people material and characters on.
Ryan, are you aware that STDs are super prevalent in retirement communities?
I'm not going to be having sex with all of them, John.
That's what you say now.
We're hanging out together for a couple hours a day, dude.
You ever heard of proximity infatuation?
No, I haven't heard of that, but I'm going to look it up right when I get off of this.
Well, it's quite literal.
Proximity infatuation.
Think about it. Lindsay, would you bang these old people?
I'm infatuated with someone
I don't
close
think...
to me.
You spend so much time with someone, you develop feelings for them.
Oh, got it.
I don't think I would live in the home because I think I would be like, I don't want to be around anybody sometimes.
Free rent and food, Lindsay.
I mean, I could get that if I went to my parents' house now, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, well, I'll have that luxury. I'm thousands away from those people.
I wouldn't want to do it because I don't like sad, pathetic things.
God.
John.
Well,
John,
on that note,
why would you say that about? Sorry, this is my rant camp.
No,
John,
please.
These are old.
You're leaning away from your microphone.
The camera is so good.
For our audio listeners, I changed to my other cool
Audio
cam, but
listeners.
it's far away from my mic, so then the audio listeners can't hear me. Sorry, it's just never mind,
For the
John.
audio listeners, the camera is like 10 times better than the one that he's
Yeah,
using
why
as
don't
his
you
primary
switch-
camera.
Why don't you switch them?
I feel like we're revealing a lot here
That's
To our
right.
audio listeners.
for everyone.
At least what
we
were
have-
you saying?
More questions to come. Ryan might have some strong words to say to John about this, but before we get to that, a word from our sponsors. This episode of the Funhaus podcast is sponsored by American Giant. I'm really excited about this because I genuinely like all of the clothes at American Giant. All it takes is one quality piece of clothing to set a new standard, which they do. American Giant believes that clothes should be wearable for years, so you don't just buy more than you need. It's about quality, not quantity, sustainability. American Giant has a passion for truly durable clothing, and that's why they are obsessed over every detail of their classic full zip hoodie. They even brought in a former Apple industrial designer during the design process. So it's no surprise that Slate magazine calls it the greatest hoodie ever made. And it is really, really great. This is one of their full zip hoodies. And as you can see, the aforementioned hood. But it's just, I don't know how to say this without it sounding weird. It's like a structurally well-designed hoodie. Like it fits well in all the places that you want it to fit. And it just feels sturdy and solid, and like this thing is going to last forever, and it washes well, it dries well. It looks good. It doesn't feel cheap in any way. I really, really, really like it. And it's also like, it's my style. I appreciate too. It's made from locally grown cotton with American Giant's custom developed heavyweight cotton fleece. They put thought into the details with a durable metal zipper. This is the zipper here, and it's like, it hasn't gotten stuck on me once. It's pretty great. And also, they have like kind of these elbow patches, which are neat. And you're not gonna bust through this bad boy when you're dropping elbows. That's for sure. It's made to last. Okay, it's not bulky feeling. Like it's thick and it's sturdy, but it doesn't feel bulky. So I can't stress enough. You can get your first classic full zip hoodie at american-giant.com today and use promo code DUDE, D-U-D-E, for 15% off your first order. That's 15% off when you use code DUDE at american-giant.com. And this is going to be a piece of clothing that you're going to have for a while. This episode of the Funhaus podcast is sponsored by Upstart. Paying off debt can feel like this endless uphill battle, and the higher your interest rate, the longer it takes. But that's where Upstart can help you get out from under that debt. Upstart is the fast, easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, and it's all online. Over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple, fixed monthly payment, whether they're paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or just need to fund some personal expenses. Look, debt is never fun, and why would you want to be paying interest or paying fees when you could be spending that money on better investments or something fun? Maybe getting some burgers with your pal Wheezy. I'm not saying that you have to, but it's definitely an option. Upstart looks at more than your credit score, like income and employment history, so they can offer smarter rates with trusted partners. And with a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate up front. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/dudesoup. That's upstart.com/dudesoup. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/dudesoup.
Thank you to our newest sponsor, Fitbod. We've all hit that workout plateau by doing the same things over and over and over again. It kind of makes the process boring and we lose sight of the progress. That's why Fitbod has created a fitness program that continually adapts to you with new exercises and dynamic intensity that adjusts as you progress. Fitbod keeps you challenged, but always at your own pace, with a program based on your unique body, environment, and experience, because no workout is one size fits all. That is 100% true. Fitbod's algorithm uses data and analytics to build on your last workout. Plus, all their workouts are balanced so you don't overwork one muscle group and ignore another. This is the most important thing, guys. When I talk about exercising and fitness, you have to continue challenging yourself. And that doesn't necessarily always mean raising the weight 5 pounds every single time. There's ways to do it with a progression. If you're exercising and just going through the motions, it won't feel like you are making progress. And that's probably because you're not. But Fitbod makes sure that you do. You put in what you work out, what you lifted, what you want to do, what you have access to, because I know a lot of people can't go to the gyms right now. And using that information, it creates a workout plan for you and continually challenges you weeks and weeks down the road. That's what's important, because that's how you're going to progress. And it's also how you're going to stay less bored, because you're not going to be doing the same thing every single day, unless it's squatting. I have to check to see if the algorithm makes sure you squat every day, because that's very important. I'm only half joking. So if you want to pick up the pace with your fitness journey, you do it with Fitbod today, and your future self will thank you. Get 25% off your fitness membership at fitbod.me/FHpod. That's 25% off at fitbod.me/FHpod.
And we're back. Ryan, you gonna let John do old people dirty like that?
Well, it's because of the proximity closeness or
Yeah.
infatuation. He's gonna do old people
Oh
dirty
yeah,
like
Ryan's developed. He's already developed feelings for these old people, and he feels he has to defend their honor.
Hey,
Ryan.
Yes.
Listen, just to be clear, I was joking. I love old people. I love how sad they are. It really gets me off.
Ryan, what's the oldest that you would date in this nursing home?
How old do we got? 105? 100? I mean, I want triple digits. Let's go.
Wow.
If the connection's there.
I mean, at that point, it's like, yeah, what? If you're just around old people, why does it matter? People
Ryan,
who are significantly older than you.
I mean, I think you can leave the nursing home to go do other stuff.
that's
and
true.
other people.
But you'd have to take a golf cart wherever you go.
That'd be sick. I changed my answer.
I thought. Never mind. I can't.
Yes?
Yeah, we got to move on before there's no more sponsors.
I have a question that please no what?
I was gonna say if you have sex with someone that's so old, you're gonna be the last thing they see. It's gonna be you sweaty over them.
Well, hey, how come they wouldn't be on top?
Oh, there you go. I'm stuck.
This question's for Lindsay mostly.
Oh,
If you were if you were trapped in the last YouTube video you watched, how screwed would you be? So, like, for example, if you're watching a primitive technology video and there's like just two dudes with mud and sticks trying to survive, what would that be? Do you even know what your last?
yeah.
So you can look it up.
Well, the last one that I watched is a podcast, so like I'm not going to count that one because that mostly I just put that on and listen to it. So let me look at my history here. Inside a 2-floor penthouse apartment in New York City. I mean, I guess I'd be living pretty sweet because that's the last video that I watched. Before that, it's home decor items I regret buying and would never buy again.
But let me ask you this. What if you're trapped in the penthouse apartment, but it's not yours, so you've got to hide in the walls like the people under the stairs?
Oh, shit. These walls are thin.
The last video I watched is amazing. I don't know if we can share it. It's like a 10-second video. I'll just tell people about it. Here's what it is. You got to Google it. It's Paragon's suit actress, Ri Ota, and how she would roar in the suit. So what it is it's behind-the-scene footage of the filming of, like, Godzilla or something. And there's a woman inside the suit of the villain, Baragon. And when she roars the mouth, you can hear her doing the roar, and it's super funny. So you should check it out. But basically, I'd be stuck on the set of Godzilla in like the 60s or 70s, which I think is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Lindsay get to live in a penthouse?
Would you be inside the costume?
Yes, I'd be stuck in there with Ri Ota. So that probably wouldn't be as good.
No. We're not giving you the opportunity to be stuck inside a costume with a woman.
Well, that wouldn't be comfortable. We'd be two people in one suit.
Yeah, and then you'd probably say, oh, the only way we'll fit in here is if I put my penis inside you.
In your butt. Yeah. I wouldn't say that.
Cody is now playing the video
That's
for us so we
disgusting.
can see it.
Whoa, this is cool.
There's
Yeah.
a
Just imagine when you
dinosaur.
see the thing go right. Just imagine a small Japanese woman going rah.
Yeah, I love the mouth. Audio listeners, well, you get the point. Ryan, what about you?
Mine would have been I'd be stuck in a Bo Burnham on late night shows montage, which I guess wouldn't be too bad. I think he's a funny
You just
guy.
have to listen to him do the same bits over and over
Yeah,
again.
I know that would get probably pretty old, you know.
Well, that also would be pretty jarring because it's a montage. So you'd constantly be switching times and realities. Like every 15 seconds, time will jump to like 3 months later. You know, because
That'd
it's
be
a
cool,
montage
yeah.
video of his different performances in different
That'd be cool.
places.
There's like a Groundhog's Day that it's like, but it's not a whole day. You get like 10 seconds. You're
like
reliving
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
That'd be
hey
the
guys,
worst
everybody,
Groundhog's Day ever.
Oh, that was
we're stuck in a time loop, everyone. Hey,
No,
wait,
wait.
Oh, not again. Hold
Oh,
on, listen to me.
no.
We've had this conversation a million times.
And what if Bo Burnham starts to become cognizant of it? And he's like, who is this guy that's like at all my performances?
Exactly.
He's a man out of time.
damn.
Dude,
Elise,
this is
what
writing
about
Like
you?
itself.
Stalker.
Do you have an answer?
Mine is Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast full ride through at Tokyo Disney.
Okay, hold on. You picked this question. How do we know that you didn't just watch this video right before the podcast
No.
started?
I watched it when I woke up this morning.
Oh, okay. Is that your alarm clock?
Every morning, a new ride from Tokyo Disney Sea. No, the ride is crazy. Like all these new animatronics are wild.
Oh, it's
So
a
much
new ride.
they use that like rear projection or whatever.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty
I'm gonna have
cool.
to check it out.
You know, what's what's her Disney princess power? She reads. Is that it?
Yeah.
Photographic memory.
And she falls in love with animals. So
The beast. Bestiality is her power.
I don't know why I'm thinking of so many horrible things to say. I was going to say she probably has a giant vagina. Because
Of the
beast.
beast penis? Yeah.
Anyways, I have a little caveat because you
Please.
mentioned
Okay.
Japan, Elise. I guess I also
you hate
mentioned it. On my bachelor party, it was actually with a bunch of like CEOs because my friend, I was one of the like few normal people there, and the rest of them were like super rich, and they were talking about how they'd all hired those hangover doctors that come and give you an IV and like a little bit of opiates.
I've wanted one of those so many times.
Seriously. But they told me that Japan is super boring to party in and that Shanghai is where it's at. That, like, everyone thinks going to Japan, going to Tokyo is going to be awesome. But it's pretty, like, boring. And then,
Was that because of Shanghai Disney?
probably, yeah, they were probably riding the Tron ride and then they go ride Beauty and the Beast. They go, what the fuck? Why are all these teacups
bullshit.
yelling at me?
So does this? I mean, are you going to go to Shanghai when you?
I'm going to
reach Korea?
Shanghai. I was, after my South Korea, I was planning to go to Japan. Now I'm going to China.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Where isn't there some thing? Is this a cliche of like Japanese businessmen that got off a long day of work and then want to go challenge tourists to drinking fights where they just get fucked up and like, hey, let's go 20
don't know
shots.
about-
Who can do it first? Me
I
and
don't
you.
know about challenging tourists, but I do believe that is a thing, that the very conservative salarymen go out and get fucked up.
That sounds fun. I want to go wherever that's happening.
Yeah.
Is that in Tokyo or Shanghai?
That's all over Japan, most likely.
Okay.
What should be a universal unspoken rule? So, something like all thermostats should be set to 69 degrees. You know?
Nice.
Or you can make it sillier. If someone cuts you off in traffic, you can legally challenge them to a duel. Like that's acceptable. They stop the
so
car.
we can change
get out.
laws?
Well, I mean,
Oh, you mean just so?
like
What's
a rule,
a new
right?
social rule? Got it. Okay.
I always,
thermostats? I would I mean, 69 degrees is pretty cold.
I feel like I'm always trying to answer. I'm always jumping on it, answering first. But I do have something
it
that I've
takes
always
my
wanted to
brain
do.
about 10 seconds. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
You go for it, John.
Since I was little, I always thought it should be legal to shoot out people's tires if they're driving like an idiot.
Really? You've always thought that since you were
You
a
always
child?
thought.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I think something like if you see a dog and that dog looks at you and wants your attention, you have to pet it.
Okay.
Because I can't tell you how many times like James walks into the room and like Benson perks up, he sees him, and then James keeps walking, and I'm like, can you please go acknowledge him? Please, just go touch him.
But every time, some dogs, I mean, it's like a Pavlov's dog situation, if you will. If you do it every time.
Just don't ignore the dog. You know?
Don't ignore the dog, Ryan.
I'm just saying, at some point, you gotta do something else. You can't just pet the dog every time it looks at you. You
Not
gotta-
true. Beg to differ.
Okay, then all you would be doing is petting the dog. Because they always
no,
want
I
to be
mean-
pet.
I mean, upon entrance,
Okay,
greet
yes.
the dog.
Greet the dog. Yes, pet the dog, greet the dog. But then the dog, needs to learn separation.
And if that dog is driving like an asshole, take out his tires.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Who let this dog drive?
Who let the dogs out?
Lindsay, you
That's
got
not a
anything?
Cover?
I don't know.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just thinking, like, I probably have a bunch of petty shit that I think all day where I'm like, this should be a thing, and why doesn't everybody do this? Of course, I can't think of any of them right now, but I'm sure it would be something, like, kind of petty.
Anything related to brunch?
I mean, you can't have brunch without mimosas, and that's obvious. That's
That's a
That's
rule.
just like, come on, that's just the rule.
I have an unspoken rule.
A good rule would just be every Sunday you have to have brunch.
Oh, there you go.
You have to have brunch legally. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's a rule.
I think it should be an unspoken rule that when they're announcing movies at the Oscars, they have to show clips of it. Okay? Because no one knows what the fuck is happening for some of these movies that no one has seen, especially the short films, and we're all just sitting there going, I bet that was a cool movie. I wish I could see a clip. Should be an unspoken rule. Steven Soderbergh.
I swear
Sorry.
they
I
used to
should've-
do that.
I should have
don't they
turned
do
on
that?
the rant cam. They
Isn't
didn't
that
do
what they
it
do?
this year, everybody. They didn't
You
do
gotta-
it this
you
year
still
because
gotta
Steven
lean into your
Soderbergh,
mic.
Steven Soderbergh went and said, you know what? We don't need to see the clips. Everyone can just imagine it in the theater of the mind. You're wrong, Steven Soderbergh. This is a film festival. What are you doing, guys? Oscars. Okay. All right.
Ryan, what'd you think of Bubble?
The Steven Soderbergh film?
Yeah.
A admirable but lame movie.
Yes, I concur.
What's Bubble
Anyways.
about?
It's
It's
like
about a factory.
where they make dolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just follows random. It was his first venture into casting real people and not actors,
Oh.
which is
And it was
something he's like to
also
do.
notably the first movie that was released on DVD and in theaters on the same day.
Oh,
I
really?
believe. Yeah. And he was like, it's going to happen someday anyway. Let's just go. And he was right.
Nice. Unspoken rule.
I'm looking at some of the comments in this thread. Put the shopping cart away.
Oh, yeah.
Once you enter
yeah.
a plane, talk and whisper.
Be fucking nice to your fucking waiters and
Yep.
any staff of a place when you're interacting with them. Don't be an asshole.
Exactly.
If you're about to put your airplane seat down, tell the motherfucking people behind you. Say, sorry guys, I'm gonna put my seat down. So 'cause
Omar-
my laptop
Omar
pops
seems
up.
to think that it's an unspoken rule that you don't recline. Which when he told me that, I was like, "Are you freaking
I
serious?"
do remember him. He said that. I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't believe,
was
I don't
like,
believe that.
I've stopped doing it actually because I didn't realize that it bothers people. But that used to be immediately the moment they were like, "All right, we're in the air," I would lean back and I'd have it leaned back until we started landing. But now I just don't do it.
I just always feel like the expectation is that person's going to recline, and the person behind them, and the
Oh.
person behind them.
Domino effect.
I hate when I'm like, I have the tray down in front of me and I will lean forward and I will sit there with like my hands on it and like maybe I'm writing, which there's not a lot of space, right? So I'm writing and they are moving around, jostling, and then I'm like getting smushed like this because they're moving their chair back and forth.
I just want a warning. That's all I want.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
fair.
Someone in this thread mentioned you must wave to the car behind you that led you into the lane as an acknowledgement of their humanity. And that's something I noticed that people don't do in LA, is you don't give like somebody the wave.
I do
But you
peace
gotta
sign.
get... Oh, you do?
Yeah. If somebody in traffic, foot traffic, even if they're like, oh, I'm just stepping here, you go, peace sign, always. To be like, hey, I see you. I appreciate you. I am acknowledging you are alive. And thank you. Because that's all it is, right? You know?
Yeah, extend the same courtesy to a dog, is all I'm saying. You know?
Good shit. Good shit.
What do you think,
Do any-
Elise?
I thought I said it. Didn't I say like
You're
mine?
pulling a Michael Scott. You're posing a question then.
She said acknowledge the dog.
The
You
dog,
gotta pet the
yeah,
dog.
acknowledge the dog.
Okay, I guess you get away with this one.
You gotta pet the dog.
Get away! I did it. Do you guys have any questions? I mean, I have some more, but like, what's the best story you have involving ice cream? I guess mine would just be that like sometimes I've maybe eyes bigger than my stomach, gotten 2 ice cream cones on a hot day, and you don't know how fast you got to eat in 100-degree weather to keep those cones from melting all over your hands, and you're just, you know,
I remember.
you weren't there.
I remember the first time I had Dippin' Dots. That's the only ice cream story that I can think of.
And you went,
It was at the.
yeah.
It was at Where's the Kennedy Space Center? Somewhere in Florida. It
Yeah,
was ice
Sure.
cream of the future, and I remember having it there.
Nice.
That's it.
Dippin' Dots isn't real ice cream. Come on, guys.
It's not.
But it's they call it ice cream of the future, so it counts as an ice cream story.
That's
Otherwise,
like-
last fall when I was making like the homemade, and I would take some Tillamook vanilla and chop up some like Trader Joe's dark chocolate peanut butter cups, and then I toss it all in my stand mixer and mix it up. Oh, I had the best like week and a half of ice cream. It was so good, and I haven't done it in a while. But I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should do it. Maybe I'll do it after I move, celebrate my
yeah.
success, and be like, oh,
For our audio listeners, Lindsay clapped her hands together in euphoria at the prospect of the ice cream.
it was so good. People gotta try it. It's like a
Speaking of-
homemade blizzard.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Speaking of Dippin' Dots, that's one of my favorite random anecdotes of things people have found, which is Sean Spicer, the original presidential
Dancing with the Stars.
press
Sean
secretary
Spicer.
or whatever. They combed his Twitter, once he got elected, and they found that he has like a vendetta against Dippin' Dots. Like there was one tweet that was like, Dippin' Dots is not the ice cream of the future. And then another tweet that was like talking about how you need to boycott Dippin' Dots. Like, I have no idea why. But it was just like a funny thing to think that someone like Dippin' Dots like makes him angry.
He probably was rude to someone at a Dippin' Dots, and they didn't like kowtow to his shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I once had a group of kids take an entire ice cream cone and put it down my shirt when I was a clown at a birthday party when I was making balloon animals, and that's the ice cream story I'll remember.
You beat
How
you
cold
beat
it
those
was.
Yeah,
kids.
when did you get out of jail for beating the shit out of them?
Oh, those kids. Let's just say they didn't make it past
That was their last birthday.
adolescence. That was their last
Yeah.
birthday. Yes. No one found them again. But
Cold.
so,
Wow, did they apologize? Like, did somebody take notice and be like, "You go apologize to that clown"?
the kids never did. It was they were too riled up, man. It was, but yes, some adult did come up and go, "I am so sorry about that." I'm like, well, what are you gonna do? I mean, because what the fuck was I gonna do? But I couldn't like beat the shit out of them like I wanted to. So yeah.
Well, final question. Oh, John, what did you
my
say?
ice cream?
Oh, please. Sorry, please.
When I was like 9, we had a church, gather group, party thing. And it was a situation like you, Elise, where my eyes were bigger than my stomach. I filled a plate with like ice cream and multiple slices of pie and like all this stuff. And then I went to sit it down and I started eating it. And this dude came up and was like, "You're not going to eat that whole thing." And I was like, "Yes, I am." And he's like, "I bet you $40 that you're not going to," or maybe it was $20, "that you're not going to eat the whole thing." And I said, "You're on." And I sat there the entire party and ate the entire thing, felt totally sick. And then I brought him the empty plate and he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he like kept pushing off paying me for like so long. And every week at church, I'd remind him. And finally, there was this night where we were doing like a fundraiser for something. Like someone was like dying or something. I don't even know. And we were raising money. And you had to tie the money to a tree. This little tree. And he finally paid me, but I felt guilty and I tied my money to a tree. And I regret that to this day. Because she died like 3 days later.
Okay.
She was old and sad. She was an old and sad person.
I don't remember what it was for. I don't think it was for that. I think someone was like leaving on a mission or something.
I have eaten cartons of ice cream in one sitting because my body does not identify the ice cream as like food. Like if you just put a carton in front of me, I'll eat the whole fucking thing.
You mean like a pint or like one of those big
I mean like when I was in high school, I would eat like the what is it, Breyers or whatever, like get
like
one
the
of those,
rectangular ones,
the rectangular ones, and
and there was
I think it's like the Nestle Sundae ones too, where like they were a horizontal carton, so like you pull off the top. I a couple times.
What about those ones that come in the Home Depot bucket?
Wow. Okay.
Wait, what are the
audio listeners?
For the audio listeners, there's a graphic of Sean Spicer shooting lasers at a container of Dippin' Dots.
Out of his eyeball.
I don't know where he got that picture from. That didn't look like a Photoshop. So.
No, it didn't. Oh, Cody's claiming he made it, but yeah, I just down that ice cream, no problem. I could still do it.
What about one of those Home Depot buckets full?
The big orange buckets that people buy for
full of ice cream.
I couldn't do that much, but I could do the carton. Like no fucking problem.
Wow.
No problem. I ate 2 ice cream cones like 2 weeks ago.
Just the cones by themselves?
Question. Elise, question.
John.
Did you buy one, finish it, and then go buy another? Or did you open both at the same time and you double fisted and ate both?
James and I went to get ice cream and they accidentally gave us an extra ice cream cone.
Nice.
And I was like, okay.
Well, like, what are you going to do? It's not like you could save it for later.
Yeah.
I think you're lying. I think you bought 2 with the plan of eating.
Quiet! You hate old people! Final question here. What is the best song to play at a funeral? Possibly the funeral of someone that you tied money to a tree for and they didn't make it. Or maybe a paramour at the old folks' home.
What is it? Hold on. There is a song that is actually like a really good song. And it's one of my I really liked it. It's from the show Last Man on Earth. And someone dies, and then this dude sings a song, and it was so like heartwarming. Even though it's a comedy, excuse me, I burped. If I could have time in a bottle.
Cody says the funeral, Band of Horses.
I love Band of Horses. There's probably a lot of songs from Band of Horses. Their music makes me just cry like a sad girl. So.
Okay, I found it. It's a song called Time in a Bottle from like Jim Croce or something. It's a really good song.
Pose like, what song would you want to play at your funeral? Just like any funeral, like what's a good song?
Oh, it could be yours.
Because there's different, it's different.
At my funeral,
Chat saying, or not chat, but the comments are saying like Highway to Hell. Another one, Bites the Dust. These are all very on the nose. Darude Sandstorm.
Oh shit.
Rebecca Black Friday.
Papa Roach. Cut my life into pieces.
Somebody once told me the world was.
It's been 1 week.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Staying alive. Great.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
reading.
Father and Son. Cat Stevens' Father and Son is mentioned here, and I actually really love that song.
Yeah, it would have to be a joke one.
You would have a joke song play at your funeral.
Yeah, you gotta lighten the mood
have
up.
to,
Come on, we
yeah.
can't have
Yeah.
like My Heart Will Go On or something. We gotta have something fun and yeah, just what would that be? John, I can see Butterfly Kisses being played as the coffin goes down the aisle.
Oh wait, the Christian like father-daughter song?
Yeah, the one that you played at RTX a couple years ago.
Oh
What
yeah,
were you
yeah.
thinking?
I thought you were talking about the butterfly.
Sugar, baby.
Yeah, sugar, baby.
Okay.
You're my
Lady,
butterfly.
come, my baby.
Come, my baby.
What a beautiful day!
Yeah, you
Just
would.
see the uno, dos, tres, catorce.
Hello.
You would want to play
Anyways.
something that would be really inspiring for all the people still alive.
Yeah, although
Oh.
it will. I have seen people do like supposedly, like they would have wanted this, unless kind of like funny things at a funeral. And there are so many people that are like really old that are just so sad that are like it sometimes doesn't go over well. I feel like it's like
Yeah.
I know we're supposed to honor and enjoy them, but damn it,
Maybe-
I'm sad right now.
Maybe instead of a funny song, more just like an upbeat kind of like a optimistic song. There's
'Cause I'm happy.
Yeah, what they did at the Monty Python, I forget who passed away. It was in the
Graham
80s or
Chapman?
something. Yeah, they broadcast it. Always look on the bright side of life.
From Life of Brian.
That'd be a good one.
Eric Idle.
Anything from Kermit.
Eric Idle recently just like told someone on Twitter to like fuck off. I
Really?
was like, oh God, he's going there.
Who let the dogs out? You know what I would
There's
want
lots
to
of
play?
guys.
One of those remix songs of like, remember in like 2009, 2010 when there'd be a meme and then like 2 days later that group would like release like a songified version of the meme.
Auto-tune the news.
Auto-tune the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd want. Like,
Oh.
probably want, like-
how'd your kids? How'd your wife? Hey.
Ain't nobody got time
I
for
probably
that.
want Black Eyed Peas. Like, they lowered the casket and then, let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Well, that's kind of the end of our show then. I think we're all going out on a high note. And we got some cool stuff coming up on the Funhaus channel. Potentia gameplay coming this Friday.
Hell
It's
yeah.
this like Last of Us ripoff that we filmed in
The
the
Office.
office.
We filmed it in the office.
Some great Ryan lore in that one, if I recall.
I don't think I'm in that one.
Oh.
No, he's not in that one. He's in the other one.
What am I thinking? Oh, okay. Think of the other one. Get
But
confused.
people can look forward to that one too soon.
Oh.
The penultimate episode of Bored as Hell King's Dilemma is this
Holy
weekend.
Gonna win.
And I think on Filmhouse they're talking about Mortal Kombat, I believe.
One thing that I don't know, I don't know if you guys have already heard of it. It's called Alt F4. It's a game. It's one of those really frustrating games where you have to go through like an obstacle course. I got an email from the developer that was like, "Hello, we'd like you to try out the game," and they gave me a code for some weird like obscure not Steam store. But then when I looked it up, I saw a bunch of streamers and stuff were playing it. So y'all should
Oh yeah,
check it
this
out.
looks cool. It came out in February. On
It's
Steam, it
very
looks like.
silly.
Oh yeah, John, this looks fun.
And Elise, over here on the Vax Cam. I want. Here we are at the end of the podcast. How do you feel after the second dose and an hour and a half's gone by?
I took some Tylenol before the show. Not sweating anymore, feeling okay, ready to down a carton of ice cream.
Nice. Did you get your shot yesterday? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
She's here podding right now. Wow.
So these
good for you.
next 3 days, touch
You
and
podding,
go.
girl.
You're podding.
The
Get mine in
second
a
shot.
few days.
The second shot floored my parents for like 36 hours. So you're doing pretty good, Elise. It's probably all those runs you do.
That is a personal matter. Oh, like the running with the feet.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't mean having the runs. I
That's the end of the show.
Hello.
We got nothing left.
Hola.
We got nothing left in the chamber. Ryan, I love that you have that cam there.
Oh man,
I love that.
Me too.
All right,
I'm a tech head now.
have a wonderful day, guys.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for having me, Elise. This has
Thanks
been great.
for having me.
Thank you for
I'm
having
gonna get my second shot now.
Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna get mine in a couple of days.
Thanks, Cody. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Cody.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.